and happy new month. Just want to inform you that I'll be going live in the next 5 minutes. Sorry, I'm a bit late again today, and even particularly with this rescheduled program. And so join me in the next 5 minutes. Don't forget to come with your questions. Okay. So you are welcome to my healthy food place. Let me share it again here. You are welcome and happy new month again. Gracious grace is life now at Gracious grace is life now at Healthy Food Place to talk on foods to help you fight inflammations. Last week we started on this subject and I promised us to talk more on it this week because we could not do justice to it last week. There was not enough time, and for other reasons too. I could not, dwell more on the foods to help fight inflammation. And during the week also, I had another interesting experience that has even added to this topic, to this subject. Those of you who are just coming. Now, inflammation is usually our body's way. I need to highlight it again. Our body's way of resisting something that is not okay, that is coming in. There are various, types. There are various levels. And I tell you from my own experience that everything we call disease began firstly with inflammation. And just 2 days ago, I had another form of it. You remember that the first one I shared with us was as a result of sugar from orange. But this time around, from carbohydrates. Now, it has even gone. Esther Adewumi, you are welcome. Now, from carbohydrates, when I tell you that you should stop combining certain foods, it's not because I read it somewhere. It's something I know. And so, over the week, I had to, do what we call long throat. Yes, sometimes we all guilty of it. Shufino, you're welcome. Thank you for those likes. Please help me to like and share this video because I need more people. Because a lot of us are running around for drugs and medications because of just inflammations. Inflammation is our body telling us, talking to us. And if you can do exactly what your body wants, it will go away. Let me share exactly what happened last night. Just last night, not last month, to me. And so I had to take some carbohydrates in the morning with beans, which is not a good combination, as I already said. But once in a while, occasionally, we just go off board like that. Maybe due to what we call long throat. But I tell you, it didn't take time to give the result, confirming these things I'm telling us. And what was it? In the evening. And the truth is, when this inflammation, when you take the offensive food or the offensive step, it doesn't start immediately. That's why a lot of us are still doing it. Committing the offense or doing the wrong things. Because it needed time to settle in the body before you get the result. That is how it works. And so when you eat certain things, you are expecting that, you just start feeling pain somewhere. Not at all. It will take several hours before your body gives you a feedback. And so yesterday, it happened that way. But because I already knew what was coming, I did what I should do. And what was that? I decided to fast. Now, one of the simplest thing also to do when you are facing inflammation, this one is an idea that just came, resulting from this most recent experience, is to fast. When you fast, your body will have time to deal with it. Because when you fast, your immune system is strengthened. This kind of fasting. And this type of fasting that you need to do, it could be in the morning or in the night. It is normal or conventional to fast from the morning, but I tell you, you can fast at night, and I do it. That was what I did last night. I had to fast. I didn't have any other food. After making that, what I may call a silly mistake, combining beans. After eating beans, then I eat another carbohydrate, and that was in the morning. Remember, I told us that what you have in the morning determines how your entire day will be. It's not a story, it's not a fairy tale, but it's the truth. The way you eat in the morning determines how your energy level, how the day will go for you. And that was exactly what happened. And so, but I decided to fight back with the food I want to mention now. I already talked about this food during the week. At about 12:30 to 1, I'd had to stand up because I was lying. The line down was, love your channel. Oh, Shineko, thank you. Oh, see so many comments. Adewumi, you're welcome. I say hi to you. Shineko say he lost my channel. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for being there. And then Lolita, Kenda. Now, I want you to tell me where you are commenting from, please, because some of the names I cannot really pronounce it properly. So I want you to kindly help me drop the country or the location where you are commenting from. So I'm sharing with us what happened. It's another form of inflammation, different from the other one. Inflammation could arise as a result of any nutritional error. Houston, Texas. Okay. My regards to my people in Houston, Texas. Tell them that we are doing well here, and I thank you for being there. I need all other persons to comment where they are chatting me from. I'll be glad to know. This is Nigeria, West Africa. So what I'm saying is that the inflammation comes from what you eat, your lifestyle. Stress can cause it. So the last one that I had to deal with, and I tell you the truth, it's gone and gone. It was like pains was all over my body, but I didn't have to go for analgesics. That's what many of you are doing. I just had to fast. I just felt there was too much for the body to handle. And in addition to that fasting, apart from taking water, of course I was taking water, I had a question and answer sticker, pancake, start or separate. Okay. Amako Keke, you're well. Good afternoon, ma. Happy New Month. Happy New Month too. Amako Keke, you're welcome. Houston, Texas, you're welcome. I've greeted you. Lolita Kendall, you're welcome. I see a lot of you who are here to tell me your location, where you are watching me from. And so I'm saying that the inflammation that I'm talking about comes as a result of either a nutritional error, either there is a problem body, either poor nutrition or excess of one thing. Now, some of you love beans. If you eat too much beans, it's going to create inflammation. If you eat too much carbohydrates, it's going to just do the same thing. If you don't eat at all, if the body is left exposed to, it will attract things like coldness, and that coldness will cause inflammation. You start feeling pains. And so it's a long, wide subject. And so what I did last night, it was about 12:30 p.m. And I want you to listen and pay attention. This is a very recent experience. And I normally tell you, I share my own experience here. How I'm able to get out of it. Because I had to be in church today. I had to be in church because we had a special program today. I had to be there. I just came back and I said, I thought of canceling this program, but no, I don't have to. So what I'm saying is that I had to get up, go boil hibiscus flower tea with about 3 cloves to be precise, 3 cloves, those tiny cloves. I don't have them here. Then put them and just a little ginger. I took it at about 12 to 1, quarter to 1. I mean, we are always saying that don't eat at night. It is true, but it depends on what you're eating. If your body is in trouble, you got to give it what it needs to let you go. Because immediately I took it, I went and boiled it and took it just sufficiently, not much. It started working. Remember that hibiscus flower tea is an anti-inflammatory drink, and particularly it's great for your heart. Yes, I got it. It's great for your heart. Sometimes you may have consumed some things like peanut. As a matter of fact, yesterday I consumed peanut in the morning, and that's something after those breakfasts, and that's something I stopped doing for a long time. But sometimes we just fall victim of some of the, you just felt that, oh, maybe it's a long time you've not had any of all those challenges. Maybe it doesn't exist anymore. You just tell yourself nothing will happen. You just enjoy yourself. That was exactly what happened. But after enjoying yourself, if you start getting those signs, I made some videos about stomach gas. I've uploaded one yesterday. There are about 3 or 4 of them that are waiting to be uploaded. I'll do that during the week. Amaka, okay, I want you to take note of that, because a question came from you on that, and I've been working on that, your question. And so what I'm saying is that the inflammation that arose was causing pains. I will tell you what was going on. Okay, I got it. So so what I want to say is that I was experiencing pains and practically no or little circulation around the extremities. I did the hand exercise. It was very strong, and I knew that there was no proper or adequate blood flow to these extremities. So I was having those pains. So guess what? I had to go boil that late hour of the night with a few cloves. And then I took it. Few hours later, off I go with a little gin. Off I go. It's possible that the sugar may have been high for whatever reason, because when you combine beans and yam, beans and plantain, beans and cassava, beans and whatever, beans and rice, they are all carbohydrates. It's going to give you inflammatory response, just like this one. Now, some of you may be thinking you are getting away with it. If you have been getting away with it, it may be maybe you are quite young, or maybe you have been addicted, or maybe you are just being lucky. But at other times, or maybe you're not eating sufficiently enough. This is another thing. When you eat sufficiently enough, it may give you some of these results, negative results. So what I'm saying is that I took it, and in less than 30-40 minutes, I began to feel the effect, and obviously slept. That was much later, like about 1 hour time, for it to really get into the body. And honestly, it worked. I already did a short video on it, encouraging all seniors to ensure that they have it. Now, what I also observed was that the blood was not flowing to the legs. That video was, when I say blood wasn't going to the legs, this may not be the case if you are 30 or 40 years. But for those who are in their 60s or who are over 55, start being very mindful of your legs, because that is where aging starts. I have practically found it to be so. So once the blood is not going to the legs, you cannot sleep. You can't sleep, because most of the nerves are connected there, your leg and your hands. There are some hand exercises too. So I took it to stop the inflammation, and it did just that. Now, there are other times also when you suspect an inflammation may be caused by, let me just highlight a few things. I just gave you an example of the one that happened over just about, let me call it about 24 hours ago, and how I handled it. It worked. But that is not to say that all the time it's going to be that same result. Low iron can also cause you to start having that feeling. When your heart wants to pump blood, it looks like it's not able to do it. Some people have complained a lot about heart issues. Occasionally, I do experience it. And when you take red drinks like the hibiscus flower tea, it not only boosts your blood, but it also supports your heart health. That's why I said all red drinks, don't joke with it. It helps you in a special way, in a unique way, to support your heart, to help it to function. Now, another way to fight inflammation is going liquid. Number one is fasting. I've said it. You can fast to silence the inflammation. And I did that yesterday. I didn't have to eat any other thing. I didn't have to taste anything food, because you must allow the body to fight that inflammation and stop it. And in fighting it, you can only allow what the body needs. And what the body needs should not be carbohydrates, should not be sugar. It must be something liquid. Because our body is having more amount of water, fluid. It needs fluid more to work. So most of the time, maybe poor hydration may be making it worse. And so if you are taking fluid, for instance, and you are not eating any solid food, you are not taking any carbohydrates, your body will gradually heal of that inflammation. That's what I can assure you. If you don't bring in other factors like stress. Now, it can help you. More fluid can help you ward off inflammation. More fluid foods in fluid form. Number two that can help you ward off inflammation is avoiding sugar, if sugar is involved. Now, most times sugars are involved, whether it's natural sugars or processed sugars. Now, the one I talked about last week was a natural sugar, but it did just the same that. Inflammation. Now, number three thing that can also cause it, which you can also withdraw if it's the cause. If sugar is the cause, you withdraw. When you fast, the sugar will start coming down. Yes, sugar can cause inflammations in the body. Too much carbohydrates can cause it, like the one of over about 24 hours ago, whether it's natural sugar or processed sugars. Too much protein can cause it, inflammation, like those of you that like beans. Ask yourself, check yourself, when you take too much beans, sometimes you start having, maybe later, a few hours later, you start experiencing your body is aching you, your body is paining. Yes, because some of them come with a lot of iron, and iron is not easily absorbed. So if you do not go on fasting and taking more water and other foods like pineapple, fresh pineapples, and food that will help the body to break down the protein, if you don't go that way, it won't be long. It will turn to what you call sickness. Start going for drugs. Start going for over-the-counter medication. But if you are experiencing something like that, like body pains, which is one of the signs of inflammations, if you look into your diet, if you notice that you have consumed too much beans, you go on fasting. Start taking water. And in addition to water, take on foods that contain papain, like the papaya fruit, in moderation. You can also take the fresh pineapple in moderation. These fruits contain special enzymes that help to break down proteins. So when you suspect that the protein is too much, it becomes like a stress in your body. Sometimes we are guilty of these things. So you need to get the foods with the natural nutrients that will help to break down protein, especially when it's in excess. So you get something like fresh pineapple. Remember that pineapple is a source of bromelain. It's a rare nutrient in fruit, very rare, that helps to break down undigested protein, which will be troubling the kidney. So when you are having pain, inflammation arising from too much protein, you should understand that and do the needful. These things are mentioned now. Bring in the papain containing foods, lots of water, and go on fasting. Don't start eating. I made a video that if you are not hungry, don't eat, seniors. Don't eat. You won't die, nothing will happen. Sometimes you are tempted, you say, no, I'm not hungry, but let me just eat small. Don't eat small. If you are not hungry, it simply, your body is saying it's not ready for digestion. Now, digestion is a huge task. If you suspect that your immune system is under attack, you start fasting. The disease may naturally just go away. This is something I didn't know for many years. As a matter of fact, in those years, we were told that when you are having stomach ulcer, you should be eating regularly so that the ulcer will go away. But I tell you, that's not the truth. The reality is that by the time you're eating too much, you are even causing more stress on your digestion. You are giving it more work to do. Sometimes all it needs is rest. Give it rest and take the right things. Liquid foods will help you fight inflammations. That's the fourth point, or I think number 3 or 4. The thing that can help you. And then another thing that helps to fight are those spices. If you can get the spices with antibacterial properties. And in this case now, I'm always having the cloves handy. And I want to enjoin you that you should always have it also. Cloves, those tiny cloves, always have them around you because they help to reduce excess body acidity. Now, if certain things like that happen and it keeps you awake, where there is too much acid, maybe you have consumed too much beans, maybe with fried plantain or with yam or with some other carbohydrates. Now, if the too much carbohydrates food combine together without any complete protein, if it stays for too long and you are someone that is already having a weak intestine, over the time, later in the day, it may cause you to start having those gastritis, which I'm going to upload more videos on it. Then with those gastritis, it may interfere with your sleep. The next day you wake up, you'll be feeling as if there is something in your chest. I want you to pay attention, please. You'll be feeling as if there's something on your chest. It won't allow you to eat. That is the acid. Maybe the body the stomach have just released some of them as a result of this thing I'm talking about. And some of them may find their way in your stomach and then coming to give you kind of distressing feeling around your chest. So what I'm saying is that if you take cloves, when you are experiencing things like excess acidity, if you are aware of it already, you can use it to block it. And you will not have that feeling. Because if it were before, maybe today now I wouldn't have been able to go to church. The thing will have blocked the heart. But because of the fasting and the other steps taken, it was not able to do that. There was not even nothing except the antidotes. Yes, the antidote foods that I took in the form of fluid. So to be able to stop the inflammation, because those things are anti-inflammatory. Now, another thing that you can use to fight inflammation is removing weight. Weight, what I mean by weight is calorie. Now, if you are suspecting that you're having inflammations, pains, or don't eat something that is heavy. And most of them come from the carbohydrates. You can note these points down. Don't eat something that is heavy. Now, some of you will go for things like bottled drinks. Don't go there. Don't say, oh, this one is light. It's not light. It's even heavier than the other one. The weight there is the sugar. I have seen a lot of well-learned people drinking the carbonated drink because they said they don't have appetite for food. But what you have appetite is to be drinking something that will cause bloating for you, will cause inflammations. So what I'm saying is that stop the sugars if you suspect it's sugar. And most times, if you can stop the sugars, you'll notice that a few hours later, your body will begin to refocus and get its balance. Yes, let me explain this point again. When these things happen, your body is throwing off its balance. And when that balance is lost, until you restore it, my dear, it will look like nothing is working. And so one of the ways to restore that balance is to remove that sugar, those sugars that are always problematic, carbohydrates. Take it out, whether it's natural carbohydrates or artificial. You take them out. Then you will also remove other stressor foods like oils. Yes, remove all other stressor food like oils. I'm talking of hydrogenated vegetable oil, trans fats, all of that. So you need to take all of that. They are one of your heart's worst enemy. Now, when these things are happening, your heart is one that is mostly at risk. That's the truth. If you must work to protect the heart, because it is a heart that is usually the point of, it's usually the point that you should pay more attention. Because as long as the heart resumes pumping, as a matter of fact, if you are very, very attentive, sometimes you will hear when the heart resumes pumping. I do hear it. I don't know how it happens that way. But when my heart resumes pumping, I used to know. Like the one of few hours, I knew when the heart began pumping. I don't know, but I knew it. And it wasn't few hours I slept off. So when all these things are not in place, it's like it either slowed down. Well, let me use the word slow down because it will never have stopped. If it stops, then life ends. Maybe it slowed down. Naturally find a way to slow down. But once it resumes full activity of pumping, you feel it, you feel the heat moving. You feel the heat. But if you feel coldness, if you lie down and feel coldness around you in your hand, my dear, better get up. Especially before you suffer stroke. If you are feeling coldness, it means the blood is not going there. The blood is not moving to the extremities. And that's why when people suffer stroke, the first thing you see is that the hand will bend like this. Now there are some exercises I've taught some of our people. When you notice some form of inflammation, you make those exercises. Put like this and be making it like this. Because the hand helps in pumping to start the process of blood circulation is highly involved. You use things like cold pressed olive oil. You need to get that oil too. It's very good. When you are experiencing some of these things like inflammations, the best oil that I would suggest you use is the cold pressed olive oil. That's what I use, both for the feet and for the hand. And the focus point when you are fighting inflammation to reduce the complications like stroke is your hands and your feet. And you need to have the cold pressed olive oil. If you don't have any other one and you are 60 years and above, please go get the real cold pressed olive oil, because ensure it's not fake. There are too many fakes. Just get it, because it's a bone strengthening oil. This is what I have found myself. It's a circulatory oil. It has antioxidants that helps you to soften the body and reduce that stiffness that brings about the complication. If you feel there is coldness, which is also part of the inflammatory response, most times, you can use the cold pressed coconut olive oil, not coconut oil now, please. I want you to listen. It's not coconut oil. Not as if to say coconut oil is bad, but because of the saturated fat content in the coconut oil, cold pressed coconut oil, it's not always my oil of choice. When there is inflammation like that, put the coconut oil aside. If you're experiencing things like coldness around your body unusually, or you are not able to fall asleep easily, or even your stomach. Now, if you are not used to gently massaging your stomach, you need to start focusing on it. Because these are the critical points. These are the critical points I have found out in our body when you are trying to reverse or deal with inflammations. I've had to deal with it several times, and that's why I'm talking about it. So, one of the things you need to do is to get your cold pressed olive oil by your bedside. Have it always. So anytime you suspect coldness, this coldness could arise maybe because you had not exercised enough, or you didn't even exercise at all. There are times when you just didn't really go out to the sunshine, you didn't just go outdoor to do any exercise, you just do everything and then you let me put it that way. You just went to bed, and only to realize that as you're lying down, sleep didn't just come as quickly as it used to. You have been lying down for like 40 minutes or thereabout, and even while closing your eye, it doesn't seem like the sleep is forthcoming. What's the next thing? If you observe your hands, you notice that it's cold. If you observe your feet, you notice they're cold. And the best next thing to do is to get up and go for your cold pressed olive oil and use it. It's an anti-inflammatory oil, cold press. Use it to massage your hand. If your hand is not clean, use warm water and wash it very well. Clean it and use the cold pressed olive oil to begin the massage with your hand. After massaging it, it will soften it. That stiffness that was coming as a result of lack of supply of blood, lack of proper circulation, is going to release it, and you start feeling the heat madly. Then you pay attention to your legs also. Make sure the legs are clean before you sleep. Don't just say, oh, I'm tired, I'm this. Pay attention to your legs. Give it a good clean. And occasionally, you give it a foot bath. I showed us one of my videos when I do foot bath. It's not easy, but you do it. You do it to prevent complications like that. So you clean your feet, give it a good clean, towel it, and then massage it very well with the cold pressed olive oil. It's like the castor seed oil, coconut oil, all other oils are okay. But when you are fighting inflammation like this, the most common oil that I would recommend or suggest to you is that oil, no matter who is, even if it's a young person, even if you're a young lady or a young man. I've seen young people who suffer stroke. I've seen them. So not everybody cannot be lucky. Some other persons could just be doing certain things and be getting away, but some other person may not. So if you are suspecting inflammation like that, get your cold pressed coconut oil. Ensure your feet is warm. Ensure your hand is warm. Clean the both of them and then start to massage it with the oil. Just drop some oil. My oil is not here, and give it a good massage, both hands and feet. When you finish it, you will start feeling the movement. The movement of blood will commence. The circulation will start. So it is one of the foods you should have around you. If you're always suffering inflammations, even if it is high blood pressure, it's going to help you to tone it down and strengthen your bones. Mark those words. It helps strengthen your bones. I know why I'm talking particularly on the bone aspect, Because when you are trying to massage certain people, even some elderly persons, if you do not use an oil that has ability to strengthen bones, the bones may be too weak, and you go and apply force. You are trying to massage, you break the remaining bone that is left. So you need something to massage the area. Okay, it's back. So that is it. Some of the foods that can help you. Now, the other food that can also help you with inflammation is garlic. Yes, garlic is an inflammation fighting food. It's your heart supporting food. Ginger is another one. Turmeric is another one. Cinnamon is also there. Cloves is one of it. And even yesterday, was it yesterday? I also started another one, which is the lavender. But I'm not going to talk about lavender now for stress and for that things. I want to carry out further usage of it so I can make a very concrete opinion or conclusion on it. I've begun to use it lately. It's in my latest addition, but I don't just like to rush to say it's like this or it's not like this, because there are some other factors that you may also need to take into consideration. So I like to use the thing for like a week or 2 weeks, so I can say, okay, this is where this effect is actually coming from. And so that is actually one of my latest addition, which I've been enjoying to help to fight inflammation, but it's not what I want to add right now. So when you are facing inflammation, you are having chronic one that is occurring frequently, and that one is common with those who are fat, who are on the weighty side. So they will always be having it. So for those of you who are seniors, you need to have some things at home to help you. Sometimes in the night, it comes on. You can't be all the time, but sometimes you just go to bed and something starts happening. One part of your leg starts pinching. As a couple of days, it also happened to me, maybe as a result of the shoe or something I wore. I don't know where it happened, but I'm still trying to locate the cause. But again, it was that same drink that I made that night. And that was what motivated me to do a video on it, because I have had enough trials. When you say you are trying out something, it gets to a point, you make a conclusion. I have had enough trials, tried it at this time, even I tried it at odd hours. I also tried it, but the only thing I want to say, it seems to me that evening time is a good time also for it, because of its ability to reduce the absorption of sugars and carbohydrates into the bloodstream. I will suggest that you have some. You don't wait. If you're a senior, get the cold pressed olive oil for massaging. Exercise alone can ward off inflammation, can help you. Sometimes you put it on your belly button. I do it occasionally when the food is taking longer to digest, when there is too much protein. Just take a little of olive oil also and gently, clockwise, massage it around your belly button, and you will feel the heat. You will feel the circulation as it's working. It's not, just try and listen. When you do it, you just pay attention. You feel it as the heat is circulating all over your body. And so that is one of the foods you should be having, in addition to the hibiscus tea, in addition to the ginger and other things. But when it is evening time, because I could really tell that it's usually in the evening. Sometimes you wake up in the morning, you think you've had a good night's sleep, and you just go ahead and start eating certain foods that you are thinking that you are just enjoying. At the end of the day, At about 7, 8 p.m., when you're about to go to bed, you just discover that you're lying down, you're not sleeping. My dear, when it happens like that, after like 45, 40 minutes of lying down, just get up. That's my humble advice. And do some of these things. Give your feet a good wash, your hands, clean them and keep them warm. Give them some massage to reduce inflammation. Give your hands some massage and make yourself a warm, non-caffeinated tea. If you think you do not need the hibiscus flower, you can, if you think it's malaria, those of us who suffer malaria again, you can make yourself a lemongrass tea. You can even pair the lemongrass tea with, lemongrass is an inflammation fighting food. The list is endless. So you cannot focus on a particular food. You can make yourself a lemongrass tea. If you suspect it's malaria, maybe it's trying to elevate your temperature. Make a little lemongrass tea and then you take it. Sometimes you can even add it to the hibiscus flower tea. Have them, if it's possible, to get the one in the already that is processed, mildly processed, the lemongrass tea. If you can get the dried leaves, fine. If you can get the fresh leaves, like myself, if you have access to the fresh leaves, fine. You just get a few leaves, boil it, and it sends heat everywhere. It begins to dissolve all the coldness, because it is that coldness that is sponsoring or helping or funding the inflammation. Once you can do away with the coldness, no matter the portion that is cold, if you can do away with it, it goes away. Sometimes I was having inflammation on my eyes, because I was almost trying to change the glass, which I hope still to do. But this eye was always swollen up. After browsing the internet, it's not a joke. Whether you are working online or offline, it's not a joke. So sometimes after doing it, the inflammation, I'll feel it a little. But over the time, I had to deal with it using the castor oil, occasionally to massage it. When I noticed that I had used the screen for like more than 3 hours in a day, I just suspect that the eyes will be stressed. So in the evening, I start to give it a treat. Use the castor oil, or at other times also, I use the ginger oil. I don't use only one, and begin to massage it. What am I doing? To ward off inflammation. I showed you in one of my videos when my eye was swollen like this. It's still there in the members only. I think it's in the members only video also. So I was having it. Then I had to also make some dietary adjustments, like reducing peanuts and then bringing foods like more carrots, and then reducing the nuts, and then bringing in some vitamin A rich foods to boost my vitamin A, which is anti-inflammatory, and the vitamin E. And you know, the good thing about the olive oil is that it has vitamin E. So when you use something, because that vitamin E, if you ask me, is one of your heart's best friend. It's an antioxidant. So if you are experiencing inflammation, one of the best things to do is not even to take drugs or medication, because I have discovered that it doesn't really help out. What you need to do, if you have something like that, compressed olive oil, by the time you applying it on your skin, on your hand, on your belly button, it's also finding its way to your heart. Yes, the vitamin E and other nutrients are slightly filtering into your bloodstream, and then your heart is also getting the effect. So that is it. So when you are trying to fight inflammation, you take note of reducing the carbohydrates or stopping it. As a matter of fact, stopping the sugars, let's take it again, stop the carbohydrates temporarily. All those nuts, stop them, they come with calories, they don't help. If you need any magnesium or zinc, if you think it's deficient, go for the seeds, and be very, very careful, because they are also coming with calorie. So you will be mindful of your calorie when you are dealing with inflammation. Anything that have calorie, reduce it or avoid it. So then you need to also be mindful of stress. It's going to make it worse. I'm talking of the inflammation. It's going to make it worse. Then I've talked about the trans fats from vegetable oils. All those oils, don't eat anything down that side unless you want to stroke. What we call stroke is just a complication of these things when it is not properly handled. Nobody is exempted from it. It can happen to anybody. I have had occasions where I was very near to stroke. Yes, very close to stroke. Because if you are experiencing stress and you don't manage it well, you are not absorbed from things like that. You are not exempted. There's nothing that exempts you. The only thing that exempts you is your being able to manage the crisis point and avoid complications. That's the only thing that can exempt you. Or else, if you don't manage it, all those inflammations, the next thing is stroke. And that's why I say pay attention to your hands. That's what I do. You see your hands, pay attention to your hands, pay attention to your legs. I see some people, elderly people, you see their leg with mark. You see the legs are very hard. And the blood is no longer moving to that side. So these are some of the mistakes that people are making. When you allow these 8 parts of your body to become so stiff, so strong, the blood is not able to find its way there. You may be getting away with them, but over the years, things are changing. You can no longer get away. So you need to find a way to start cleaning your leg, making sure that your foot is very clean. And if you suspect any swelling, like I saw one some time ago, any small swelling as a result of maybe your shoe, you are wearing tight shoes or heels, you need to do your foot soak. See one here. See them. I've been able to soak it in water with tea tree oil, tea tree essential oil, which helps with things like athlete's foot. Then soak my feet there for like 45 minutes, 30 minutes, and then it's over. Wash it and clean it, like once a month or even in 2 months. All those things will go away, and the blood will be flowing very well. As long as the blood is getting there very well, you may not have to worry. So, when you are experiencing inflammation, another food that you should, apart from the spice, are the green vegetables because of the magnesium. You must also focus on the green vegetables. Focus on them, and if it is possible to go for the raw grains, raw foods in moderation, take it. As a matter of fact, what I will suggest to you is not to use red palm oil. Avoid it. If for 2 or 3 days, when the inflammation marker is high, use olive oil as your main oil during those periods. Use it to sprinkle on your vegetables. Use it to sprinkle on your whatever. And sometimes you may not even need to eat any. Just take a little and drink it like food. Yes, it's a food. Just take it and go to bed. It will give you energy. If you think the inflammation is high, that your body cannot take carbohydrates, don't go there. Your body cannot take sugar. Even protein is too hard to digest. Then fat is an essential part of the diet. If you take the compressed olive oil, you will notice that you sleep because the brain needs it, your heart needs it. But if you do not have it and you say, okay, you can't take anything, let me take a bottle of drink or mineral, you are taking sugar. You are looking for trouble. That's what I'm saying. So if you are thinking that the inflammation is high, you take the cold pressed olive oil and drink a little. Let it be your food. Then another food also that I suggest to you that you should take if you think you need energy or you think your iron is low, because you continue to wonder or search for what is missing in your diet or what is actually causing it. So if you suspect that your iron may be low, you can take dates. Date is good for your heart. Date is good for your blood pressure. It's even good for your blood sugar. It doesn't spike your sugar. So you can take dates. Today I had to go with 1 or 2 days to the church. When it was about 12 noon, I felt I was hungry because I didn't have anything yesterday night. I told you I was fasting, and I went like that way to the church. So about 12, I was like dozing in the church. I knew that my sugar had dropped. When you see yourself dozing at about that time, when you know you've been fasting for long, sugar don't drop. You can note this one down. Some of you don't know, you say that person had eaten too much. There are 2 extremes that can make you to doze, start sleeping. When the food is too much, you sleep. When there is no sugar or no supply, you sleep too. That one is even dangerous. So immediately that sleep started, after I slept in the night, around 12 noon, start sleeping inside the church. I got up and went and washed my little date and took it, half date fruit. I came back, I was active again. The sleep disappeared. Why? It was the wrong kind of sleep. I told you some sleep can send somebody to coma. You just dey sleep, say you are sleeping. Some sleep are good, some sleep are not good. So if you sleep when you should sleep, okay, but when you do not expect to sleep, you start sleeping. Maybe there's a drop in the blood supply, the glucose supply to the brain. They again at all. It has even dried out. So there's no supply than to start sleeping. It's time to stand up. Go get something. Because if you don't, after that dosing, you may be too weak to stand up. There was no, some of you say sugar is bad. Yes, sugar is bad. There will be nothing left for you to even stand up, especially for seniors. To even stand from where you're sitting. You feel so weak. Those of you who are low blood sugar, the sugar could be so low that to stand up from where you are, look like you may need assistance. I know these things. That's why when the signs are coming, when the signals are when the body is sending the signal, you should know. I used to know. Like today, the signal came. I got up. Yes. Take this tip. I got up after 12 noon. Fasting since yesterday morning that I ate. And then with other exercises around, both in the night, then in the church, start sleeping. And after the message, you know that something is wrong. It's not normal. I had to stand up and go find myself small supply. I told you that when you are going out as a senior, put small dates inside your bag. All those people you hear that they die. Remember that minister that they said that because of when they found out na sugar, person feed the waka, before you know it, you don't drop. They say witches and wizards. It's not witches and wizards. Some of them is ignorance. You can boil some herbs to drink, even with this inflammation that we're talking about. You just boil some herbs. I've heard a lot of very saddening stories. And sometimes I try to link it, but I do not have any scientific proof to say what I'm thinking. But what I'm thinking is that it's just what I'm thinking. Honestly, that there could have been a drop in the sugar. That you see somebody that is going to church or coming back from church, all of a sudden, the branch out, before you know it, it dropped and it's gone. Or you saw somebody that is talking on the pulpit. I've had even very close associates that died while talking, saying something on the pulpit. So we should be careful with all this blood sugar thing. After a certain age, you can have a date in your pocket. When inflammation is disturbing you due to low sugar or something, you take small, put for mouth to get energy. Then another thing that also you need to do, I will use this one to round up. This is where I want to round up. What am I seeing here? 1,400K. I don't understand. Okay. I welcome you all. Thank you, and God bless. So what I'm trying to say is that when you are going through inflammations, especially seniors, watch my last live session to find out some of the most common causes. That was the focus. And I told us in this particular one, we'll be focusing on the ways to help you out of it. It occurs again and again. And the one I told you was already paining. But as I speak, all those pains are gone. They are gone. If only you know the cause, you will stop it. Because instead of fighting to know the cause of that problem, all you are running for is medication. You want to go and buy drug. You want to buy medicine. Some of you are so medicine addicted. And it is medicine. It can go away. Yes, the one I told you is gone. It's not a fallacy or something. It's something that I'm telling you. It will be paining you all over. Before you know, they say it's malaria. It's not malaria, my dear, sometimes. All the body will be aching you. They say it's typhoid. My dear, it's not typhoid. Check your diet. Maybe there's something in excess. Sugar may be in excess. Carbohydrates may be in excess. Fat may be in excess. Even iron could be in short supply. Anything could be out of balance. So inflammation will start kicking on. Your body start reacting. Your body starts responding, telling you this thing that's going on, I don't like it too. That's exactly another way to talk about the inflammation. It's just resisting. Your body resistance. Say no, I don't like this thing. And instead of you to respond by providing what the body needs to be restored to its balance, you start rushing for medication. And so that is it. There are so many other remedies for inflammation. I'm talking of foods. But the key things I've said is that you should stay away from the carbohydrates, sugars, stress, trans fats from vegetable oils. Stay away from all of those things that are causing it. Anything that's in excess in your body, if you suspect it, you go on and fast. And make sure you take care of your hands and your feet. Give them a good focus and pay attention to them on these two sides if you are going through inflammation, in order to avoid complications like stroke. There are several exercises. There is one, apart from the one you do like this, for like as much as 100 times, you can equally use your hands, although when you are sleeping, you may not have time to do all of this. But there are other ones you can do. This is my most popular one. I already shared with us. You put your hand like this and be doing it to improve what? Circulation and to reduce inflammations. The inflammation, if it's around the eyes, I've told you what I do. Sometimes I use the ginger essential oil to give it a slight massage. Another time I use the castor oil. That's what is helping me with the eye glasses that I've not changed it for a long time. I use it to do a gentle massage around the eyelids if you're stressed. Then apart from that, another place is the hand, then the feet. Then the next place is occasionally, not all the time. If I feel there's lots of food in the stomach that is slowing down, that's not digesting as fast as, then I take the cold press and give it a gentle massage. So far, that's where I would like to end it for today. I want to thank you all for coming. And if you have any question, you can drop it. For now, see you again, and bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if this is your first time.